with the New York Giants. The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And we are underway from FedEx Field. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A give to Gibson running right. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. A handoff for Gibson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Stewart sets to throw. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to him.
And got his man complete. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Gibson. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's Stewart to throw it. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only able to gain a couple there. And just like that, it's third down. Throwing now, Stewart. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And this is Shepard on the jet sweep. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. These two teams met at MetLife Stadium earlier this year with the Giants winning that one. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Rankin. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Thorne. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Stewart. Busts through the tackle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now Stewart on 1st and 10. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Off the play fake. Rankin. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing. And they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Throwing on 1st down. Rankin. Flushed out right. And he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a give to Gibson. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Going to go play action. Here's Stewart. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 41. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go.
Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Play action. Stewart. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And the Giantsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, young quarterback Charles rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big play there just before halftime. Boy, Saquon Barkley, nothing short of electrifying with a football in his hands, and he showed off one of his biggest attributes on that one, and that is his speed. Throwing, Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable, so they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Gano's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
2nd and 8 coming up. Now Jones. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jamin Davis coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Here's Jones, throwing on 3rd and long. Completes it to Evan Ingram. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Gibson again. Fights him off. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 83 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Mike, check, 59. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this?
They'll run. It's Gibson. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Now left side on the swing pass. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll make it 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Throwing out of the shotgun, it's Stewart. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 38-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
All day, dog.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Off the play fake, here's Cordell Stewart. Sliding out of the pocket, and he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
The throw over the middle taken in. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
54 Mike. Check.
From the gun on 3rd down. Stewart, he'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And now with the time of the play clock almost up, Ron Rivera's going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. Benjamin St. Juste there on the stop. Second down, here's Barkley again. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be batted down. And will go the other way with a football. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. On 1st down, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. second down and 8.
That's the way. Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4.
Once more, Gibson. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Stewart from the gun on third down. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Yeah, he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
At the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 9 yards on the gain there, so he got half of it back, and it'll be 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Gano's kick is right through. And the lead is back down to 3 here at 16-13. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Washington on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Stewart winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are right back in this football game. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A first down carry for Barkley. 48 yards on the ground for him so far.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Now Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Jones escaping the pressure right. And Ingram hauls it in. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Jones to Barkley on the check down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. To throw is Jones. Looking for Shepard deep. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by the former Giant, Landon Collins. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On second down, here's Gibson again. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And they take a knee.
So a victory here for the Washington football team.
And they were really